Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making amazingly delicious custard tarts called Pastéis de Nata. My Portuguese friends, please correct me because I might pronounce it a little wrong. So let's get to baking. Okay, so we're going to start with the custard base. It's gonna be divided in two pieces. First is going to be a syrup and another one is a custard base. We will start with the syrup. For the syrup, we will need water, sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, vanilla paste, and lemon zest. We will mix it just a little bit, but after that we will place it on a medium heat and will not touch it anymore. We will need to wait until it reaches 100 Celsius or 220 Fahrenheit. You can use thermometer, I'm not going to. Meanwhile, while we're prepping our syrup, let's combine our custard base ingredients. This is going to be just the milk, and flour. I'm gonna use the whisk right away because I don't want any lumps in my milk. And I will add a little bit of salt for a more prominent taste. Let's place it on the medium heat. For this custard base, we should always stir. So basically never stop stirring until it's thick enough. It's gonna take you about 5 to 10 minutes of constant stirring until we have a perfect custard base. When the syrup starts to boil, that means it's at around 80 Celsius. So we need to wait for at least another 2 to 3 minutes until it reaches 100. Now we can take it off the heat. I can already feel how the texture is thickening up and you can also see it. Now that our milky custard base got to the correct consistency, which is getting there right almost after it gets boiling temperature, we need to wait a little bit until we whisk in our egg yolks. So we're just gonna let it sit just a little bit until it cools down so we don't cook our yolks in this very, very hot custard base. I highly recommend you keep consistently stirring just so it doesn't burn anywhere and you don't have that burnt taste in your custard. Now that my mixture cooled down a little bit, our custard mixture, I'm gonna start adding my egg yolks one by one. And we want to keep stirring really fast and really good to incorporate all the egg yolks. Now look at this nice and yellowish mix. And then we're going to stir in our syrup. Our cinnamony, lemony, vanilla syrup. Our custard base is ready and now we're going to move on to the dough. For the dough, I'm using laminated dough. I bought the dough and I recommend you do the same if you want to make it fast. However, you can also make the laminated dough yourself. I'm preheating my oven to 550 Fahrenheit or the highest your oven can go because the signature part of those custard tarts is that they're a little bit burnt on top. So I'm gonna obviously show you, but we just want the highest temperature our oven could get to. So I have 2 pieces of my laminated dough. This was a full sheet. I just cut it in half because we're gonna place it on top of each other. I'll do it just in a few minutes after my dough gets just a little bit more soft. But meanwhile, I'm gonna grease my pans where we're gonna bake the tarts. It's basically cupcake tins, so it's really easy, and if you have it at home, great. Make sure to grease them very well because we don't want anything to stick. I like to use avocado spray, just not to add more greasiness or butter to the already buttery laminated dough. So I'm placing a piece of parchment paper on my countertop so I don't have to use any flour. And then putting one piece of my laminated dough on top of each other. Now that the two pieces of dough are on top of each other, we're gonna start rolling it. We're gonna roll it from the shorter side, not from the longer, because we want more layers. I'm just gonna cut out the sides that I don't need to make it nice and even. And we're gonna cut this little log into 12 pieces. Now that we have our dough ready and cut out, did you see these beautiful rolls? We're gonna press this into our cupcake tins or muffin tins. Basically, we're gonna create this tart shell out of our laminated dough. If your dough is a little sticky, you can just water your hands with cold water and start pressing so the dough is coming out from your hands. Let's start. We're pressing our dough so it's all the way inside into our cupcake tin, and such shell is created. Let's do it with the rest. I'm onto my last shell, and now we're gonna fill it up with our custard cream. I can't wait to eat it, it's so delicious. It's also really fast. It's literally gonna take us 10 minutes to bake. I'm gonna transfer my custard cream into the cup so I can pour it into our shells. Now I'm gonna fill them almost to the top. I'll try to make a little higher borders so the cream holds inside. If you see somewhere the borders went down, just press it a little more against the walls and they're gonna go up. I'm gonna fill them up almost all the way to the top. This cream amount is perfect for 12 pastels. Now our oven is preheated to 550 Fahrenheit and I'm gonna put my pastels for baking for 10 minutes. Our pastel de nata are ready and I'm gonna take them out from the oven. You'll see that they're really nicely browned up on the top, and this is the sign of a real pastel de nata. When I mentioned to make sure your borders are all the way up is because we don't want to let the leaking out happen. It did happen to me, but it's fine. However, we want our tarts to look nice and pretty, so always make sure you have your borders up and then you pour your liquid. I can't wait for them to cool down and try. I transfer them to the cooling rack to cool down a little bit. You're supposed to actually eat them slightly warm, and we're gonna add a sprinkle of cinnamon on top. I couldn't wait and I'm eating steaming hot. Are you gonna try, Tom?
Finally, I've been waiting for it. God damn. So good.
Just look how it looks inside. Perfect layered pastry with the delicious custard cream that has a little citrusy flavor, some cinnamon, some vanilla. It's literally perfect. This dessert is so perfect and comforting for holidays. It's perfect in the morning with your favorite coffee. It's just literally amazing to eat all year round. But since it has a little bit of cinnamony flavor, actually really light cinnamony flavor. So if somebody doesn't like cinnamon, might not even guess that there is some. So yeah, it's just really great dessert, really fast. You can make it within 30 minutes. Really, it took us a little more because we were filming, but in reality, you could make it within 30 minutes. It only takes 10 minutes to bake and about another 10 minutes to prep. I hope you really enjoy this recipe. It's gonna be down below the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos and let me know what the next dessert you'd want me to make.